Adam, a 1-1 draw with Peterborough Sports away. Is it 2 points lost or a point gained?
Listen, I think you probably have to say it is 2 points lost. This is always a real difficult place to come, and every time we've come up against them, it's been really tight game. I think when they got out 10 men so early, I actually think it makes the game harder for us because they've obviously sat 10 men behind the ball, which isn't a criticism. We did probably do the same. They sat 10 men behind the ball, and the shape was very, very good. And it's a different challenge for us, and it's 2 games in a row now where we've kind of come up against that challenge, and we've created more than enough opportunities, but we've just not quite done enough to score that first goal, which is so important because they then probably do have to change the way they play a little bit. Obviously their goals come from an error from us, and that's really disappointing and frustrating, but to respond so quickly and get back level showed a little bit of character, but we just didn't quite do enough today again in the opposition's box.
The game started with a very, very early red card. Do you feel that affected the game?
Well, yeah, like I just said, I think it ruins the game a little bit when there's a red card so soon, because the opposition are well aware that they've got best part of 90 minutes to play with a player disadvantage. So naturally they're going to get bodies behind the ball, be compact, be organised, and fight. And I thought credit to them because I thought they did it particularly well, defended very, very well, and made it really, really tough for us. But we still showed enough quality to get behind them on numerous occasions, and opportunities that we just didn't do enough to score. And I felt we were quite wasteful with our set plays as well, and they're big moments also. So credit to them. Frustrating from our point of view. I think it did ruin the game, but it was definitely a red card because it was a terrible tackle.
With the first goal that Peterborough Sports scored, it came from a mistake from someone who's played so well recently. How important is it for the players to get around him to push the game forward?
He'll be fine. Do you know what I mean? He's as honest as they come, and I thought he had a fantastic game. Really, really thought he had a great game tonight. So listen, these things happen in football. It's a poor goal for us to give away, and it's not the first, and that's becoming a bit of a frustration of not just mine but of the players. They're in there, kind of saying we need to cut these soft goals out, and I completely agree with them. But at the same time, we have to capitalise on the chances that we created, because we've created more than enough there to win that game comfortably. And I think the longer that it goes 0-0, the harder it is, because they're getting closer to the finish line, and you probably lose that little. We've lost that little bit of composure maybe in our play, and lost the rhythm of our game a little bit perhaps, and started forcing things. But look, it's a completely different challenge for us. It's not something that we come up against week in, week out, and you certainly can't prepare a game that it's going to pan out like that, because you don't envisage that somebody's going to get sent off so early on. But that was a challenge tonight, and we've not quite done enough to win it.
It appeared from the start that Peterborough Sports went out with a game plan to man-mark Jimmy Spencer out of the game. Is that a testament to just how good he is holding the ball up and playing in the style that we want to play?
Well, yeah, but I'm sure the opposition do that. With all the strikers they come up against, centre halves get tight and they're aggressive, they're physical, and it's very, very hard for any centre forward when teams play so deep and the units are so compact. Any space that's kind of between their lines is minimal, particularly on not the best surface, but it's a surface you can more than play on, but it's not one that you can always rely on to maybe play first time. And I think when the opposition are behind the ball and the units are so tight and compact, sometimes you need that acceleration of play and one touch and little combinations, and it just didn't quite. When we did try to do that, it didn't always pay off for us tonight. But listen, Jimmy will be fine. He's had he's missed the back half of pre-season, which is difficult for any player. He's trying to find his feet, and he's trying to get up to speed with his touch and his timing, and obviously he needs a goal. But it'll come. He's a top player. It'll come, and when it does, we'll move forward again.
Craig Martin made his 125th appearance for the club today, marking it with a quite superb finish into the top left-hand corner. Just how good is it to have a captain that good at what he does and as a leader?
Well, yeah, I mean, he's well thought of by everybody at the club. He's a good lad. He always trains hard, and he always generally plays well for us. Wherever you ask him to play, and that's a real asset for me as a manager, because you can utilise him in different ways and different areas. I thought he was particularly a threat in the first half, picking it up in little pockets, and was unfortunate with 2 or 3 efforts. Certainly one where Miles cut it back and he's hit it on the volley literally just over the bar, but yeah, it was a fantastic finish for his goal, and it's a fantastic milestone to get to 125 appearances.
We'll quickly touch on the scenes towards the end of the match as we entered into the final moments. The red card just over the halfway line, from our angle, it looked like a poor challenge. How did you view it?
Correct decision. Stupid tackle, dangerous challenge. Probably the most frustrating thing from our perspective is we're in. We have an overload. Isaac's driving towards the heart of their defence, and if it's a clever tackle by him. He's took one for his team, but it's endangered the players, so it could have really hurt him. So he deserved to be sent off. From our side, you want him to not make such a cowardly challenge from behind like that, and hopefully we capitalise on that moment. But if it was the other way and we'd played with 10 men for so long, then we might have expected our players to do the same. So it's just one of those frustrating things. I thought they killed the clock incredibly well. Don't think the referee's game management was the best. The keeper took a long time every time he had the ball. He got booked halfway through the second half, and he still could take as much time as he wanted. So just listen, one of them frustrating nights tonight with the way the game's panned out. But again, it's no criticism of Peterborough Sports. I thought that they did what they had to do tonight, and you'd have to say for their efforts they probably deserved the point.
Despite the long trip south, we had 13 away fans in that stand behind you there. How important is it, with them being loud, certainly answering your call on Saturday, how important is it pushing for an equaliser with that noise behind that goal?
Well, yeah, we're always grateful for everybody who comes and supports us both home and away. We really, really are, and I hope that my comments on Saturday after the game, just hint of frustration in there. But I hope that people don't see that as me, having a pop. I feel like we've got a really good group of lads here and a real good team this season, and I just think at home, we just need to make a bit more noise. That's all. We're really grateful of everybody who supports us both home and away, and generally away from home, regardless of numbers, you can always hear the voices of the travelling supporters. But it's more at home when I feel like we need just a little bit more from people, just a little bit of noise. So yeah, incredibly thankful for everybody who's travelled down tonight, and we hope they get home safely, and hopefully they can come and bring the voices on Saturday.
Finally, Saturday, it's another local tie. We play Chorley. How do you view going into that one?
Another tough game, boring old response, but it's true. It'll be always a difficult game against Chorley. Obviously, there's always a little bit of extra needle there with it being a derby. So yeah, we've just obviously got a long trip back tonight, and it'll be early hours by the time the lads get home. So it's just about recovering, preparing properly Thursday, and just getting ready to go. It's been a frustrating couple of games for us after a decent start, but we haven't played poorly in either of the games, and sometimes, that'll happen. We'll probably play poor and win at some point in the near future, and. I think right now we'd probably take that on Saturday. So yeah, we'll be ready for it.
Cheers, Adam.
Cheers. Okay, mate.
Yep.